All right, thanks so much, Mel. And it is time for you to sound off. We are joined by Tracy Moore from CityLine. Good morning, Tracy, and thank you for joining us. And we're asking everybody, what are the steps that you're willing to take, do you want to see taken to help fight racial injustice? 1-866-267-3797 and feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca. We'll grab your calls and emails in just a quick second, but Tracy Moore is joining us. Good morning, Tracy.
So good to see you, T. It's big questions, a big topic, but we definitely need to keep that conversation going this morning. How are you, T?
I'm great. It's good. Listen, I'm happy you all are talking about this on BT this morning. It is the reason why I want to focus on activism is because there is a lot of noise out there. We've all been watching it. We're all glued to our social media feeds and our news feeds. And what I want to ask is for people to just quiet the noise for a moment and look around their own particular situation. Look at who you are. Look at your story meeting. You guys go to story meetings. Who's talking at the story meetings? Who's silent at the story meetings? Who's not even around the table? How do you make space for those experiences that we're not hearing about and that have no validity in the mainstream because no one's listening and no one's believing? Are you going to be the person who is still going on Instagram and jumping into people's comments to defend them from ignorance after it's not cool to say hashtag Black Lives Matters on Instagram? Because in a couple of weeks, if you're not Black, it's not going to be cool. As a matter of fact, it is incredibly hard to speak up for what you believe in. And every time I do it, I can feel the eye rolls. You know people are not getting it. It is a tough situation to be in. Are you going to be able to be that soldier? Because that's what allyship is. It is a verb. It is an active thing. It does not end when the coolness has disappeared from this issue. It is a lifetime commitment to making sure there is equality. And that's why I don't want to focus on Trump. I want to focus on what we can do in our spaces right now to help solve this issue. We've been carrying the burden for years and years and years, and so many of us are tired. So what can you do?
That's great. And I'm glad you, bring about the cool factor, because we always say with social media is like, oh, you're outraged, so I'm outraged. And I'm only going to be mad because you're mad. Like, it's so right. Look around your space, look around your neighborhood, look around your life and see what needs to change.
What are viewers saying to you guys this morning? Is anyone talking about how they're going to be active?
We've got Ann on the line right now from Markham. Ann, are you there? Good morning. It's Tracy Morse here, Devo and Dina, and you're alive with the country. How are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. How are you?
We're doing well, thank you. And your family has a makeup that is very diverse. Tell us about your family.
I'm from a mixed background. My husband is Caucasian, and my son came out completely like my husband. He has no ounce of color at all. When he was growing up, I've always asked him, what color does he see? Because I wanted him to be aware that we are different colors. He's always said, we're different shades of blue, Mommy. Now he's 13, and I say to him, what do you see? He goes, you're just a little beige, Mom. That with everything going on now, I'm afraid. Do I have to walk with ID on me for him? Because people may not think that I'm his actual mother. I'm afraid that people look at me. I've always had it, but I've never really, I just shrug it off my shoulder. And now I'm so afraid.
So, Anne, I understand that fear, and it's real. And yes, to the fact that people might think you are the nanny or the caregiver. And yes, the fear is real. My children, I know so many times people at work would say, you're already talking to your kids about race? I have to. They've both been called the N-bomb. The society will tell you your race before you're even conscious of it. These are conversations that have to happen. And what I like about what you said is that you've been telling your child, who can definitely pass with white privilege because of his complexion, that in fact his mother is Black and moves through the world in a Black way. If you are in fact Black, I don't know if you are Black or another race, but this color blindness, it's not helpful. Don't look around and say, I don't see color. I see it a million times a day on my social media feeds. You need to see my color. You need to understand that I'm walking a different walk than you are because of my color. I'm not saying treat me differently because of it, but understand that society is. This is very important. I think it's even more important if you're in a home where you have mixed race children. So it's important. It's an important conversation. I can't make you feel better about the fear. I fear for my kid. My son is 12 years old, so he's going to move swiftly into the face of your son is very cute to your son is aggressive and a threat. It's going to happen naturally. That's the way it goes. So all you can do is arm your son. Yep.
I always say to him,
we can hear you, Ann. Go.
We got
I
you,
know
Ann.
it's so hard.
that because I'm Guyanese, but it's a mixed Guyanese. But I also explained to him that once he gets older and he gets married, his children could be like mommy.
He needs to know who he is. He needs to know where he comes from. He needs to know the fact that he might move through life differently than siblings and his parents, even based on his complexion. I move through life differently because of my complexion. I do not think I would be where I am in my career right now if I was about 5 shades darker. And that's the truth.
I also want to just tell you guys, thank you so much. I watch you every morning, and with all of this crazy, you guys really helping.
Thanks, Ann. Love to you and your family, and thank you for being so brave to share your very personal story and your raw feelings with the country this morning. It's incredible of you to do that.
You see how Ann's feeling, though, how it's so raw? I've spent so many days crying before George Floyd. And what I want to say is that I would love for you to look around at your Black colleagues today and understand that while we're scrolling through and we're watching Black bodies being traumatized, and we're watching us taking rubber bullets, and we're watching us on the ground being snuffed out by a knee, and we're watching us falling off of balconies down several stories in Toronto, and we're watching police hammer through protesters with cruisers and rubber bullets and tear gas. And we're watching even the smallest appeals for people to care, and we are hearing people saying, but what's the other side of the story? While all this is happening, we are taking in real trauma. This is traumatizing. So when you look at your Black colleagues at work today, look around to them and say to them, are you okay? If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it, but have some empathy for that. Because this is what we've been going through. We have to come to work and look at the news stories every day and hope that if that robbery happened, it wasn't a Black person, because you know that that's emblematic of the whole race. And hope that this murder that happened was not a Black on Black crime because people are judging you because of that. Please have some empathy for the experiences and the path that we've been walking all these years. I can't even believe I'm in a situation right now where I can be speaking about this on television, because this has been our reality for so long. This is what I talk about with my Black girlfriends. This is what I talk about with Tracy Peart in the makeup room. This is our reality. This is our walk. And the fact that people are finally seeing that now, still fighting it for some reason, but some people are seeing it and saying, okay, let me step into this space and let me see what I can do to carry some of the burden and carry some of the load. That's your job right now.
And
so let's really think and listen and believe and really think about what you can do, because you can do something, I guarantee it. Even saying, I hear you, let's see what we can do together. Let's see how I can use my privilege to step in front of this. I use the privilege I have all the time to help people. And that's what we all need to do.
Yeah.
Definitely. Trace, I want to get to this email here from Lindsay. She said, firstly, thank you for being awesome every day. As a new mom watching BT, it's my morning ritual, and also love that we get an extra hour every day. She's watching on the Toronto show,
love
of course,
you and your little one.
into BT Canada. My son was born on March 1st, and as a mother of a white boy, I want to raise him as an ally, not only be not racist, but anti-racist. I am willing to have those tough conversations with him from a very young age, but am unsure of how to have those. I know as a white family, we have privilege, but how do I help my son understand this? Thank you, Lindsay. First of all, thank you for
Asking that
question and even, you know, having the courage to say, hey, I want to do this, because a lot of people might just say it, but they're not going to publicly say it. And it's so great that you are asking this question, Lindsay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Trace?
Well, let's follow it up with action, Lindsay. There are so many books out there that have been created and written and illustrated with an eye through the lens of age appropriateness for young kids to learn about race. There are Parents for Diversity. There's so many Instagram pages that I follow that are all about teaching kids about race. I would suggest Breakfast Television put a list of resources, whether it's books like White Fragility or books that were made for young kids to understand how they're moving through the world differently than, say, other people in their class. Maybe you can put a list of those resources on the Breakfast Television website. We've done it on Cityline already. We will do it again. But just keep refreshing those resources, because there is a lot of information out there. I know a lot of us are looking to people like me to help educate. I would like to say I have been educating folks for the past 35 years. It's about 10 years old. And I think sometimes all it takes is a good Google search. It is so easy to find the information, because I know I've done a lot of research on the Black community on my own. I haven't really been able to rely on anybody for that but myself, and the information is all out there. So, Lindsay, bravo to you. You're going to raise that ally, and he is going to learn from you, Mama, because you're leading the way.
Trace, thank you for always being so open and honest and real, and for using this platform today to share your thoughts and help so many of us. Thank you, T.
Thanks for giving me this space, guys. Now go do your thing.
We appreciate
Have a good
you.
day.
Thank you. You too. And of course, Cityline coming up 10 Eastern time across the country as well. You can check that out. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Sherry and Diesel joining us.
Yeah,
Hudson
for Hudson
Rex. Get your
Rex.
dogs ready to learn a new trick today. It's called the pull.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that after the break.